My name is Karen Burrus, and my husband was Major Andrew Scott Burrus, United States Army.
I'm Allison Burrus, and I'm the daughter of Major Andrew Scott Burrus.
I met my husband, Andy, when we were 13 years old. We both grew up in McLean, Virginia. Andy loved the 82nd Airborne. He loved the camaraderie. He loved that red beret. He breathed the 82nd Airborne. We had the best wedding. Of course, we had one weekend out of the entire year that the Army would let him get married. So we got married in the old church at Fort Myer. It was wonderful. We had all of our close friends and family, and it was a beautiful day. I remember standing under the green awning at the top of the stairs, and they had the carriage with the caisson, the horses that was going to take us to the officers' club after the ceremony. It was just a really great day. When I married Andy, I had no idea what the military was all about. What I didn't realize is how much time they would be gone. Andy and I put it on a calendar, and out of the first 4 years of marriage, we were together actually a year and a half. But I had such really close friends. We all lived on base. We were just one big family. Allison was born in 1993. We were stationed at Fort Benning, which could not have been a more perfect place to have a little child.
I was very close to my aunts and uncles and heard all the stories. Not only was he great in the Army and great at his job, and he was great as a person.
He got to spend some incredibly great time with her. He never missed a bath time and bedtime reading if he was home. I always thought he would be a good father, but I never knew what a great father he would be. So after a wonderful year together as a family at Fort Leavenworth, Andy found out that he had been chosen to come back to Fort Bragg into the 82nd Airborne, and a year later, that's when his accident happened. It's always that knock at the door that you know about, but you think it'll never happen to you. It was 7:30 in the morning, and it woke my daughter up, so I went and got Allison, and I opened the door, and I saw the battalion chaplain, and then our battalion commander's wife, Debbie, who I was very close to, and I just took one look at her face, so I knew. I remember having to tell his family, just phone call after phone call, and hearing their screams on the other end. It was so. Allison was just a few weeks shy of turning 4, and I remember I put a note on the front door, and I said, "Please give us some time," because people would just come in the front door, falling down, crying. So I told her that Daddy went home to be with the angels, and Daddy was in heaven now. And we cried, and from that moment on, just, hanging on to her. And that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life. When you live a life as a military spouse and you move around and this is your life, this brings it all back. You're now leaving your family. So although I was concerned about the future, my job was to raise our daughter.
After he died, she never left my side. She never took a break from reality. She just was always there.
When Allison was born, we started a college fund. Once Andy died, I was no longer able to keep that college fund going. We were on a very fixed income. As she was getting older, it became a huge concern to me. How are we going to do this?
I toured South Carolina and fell in love with it. The day I got accepted, it was the best day of my life.
I was so proud of her, but I knew that, if she had to stay there for 4 years, we had to be very resourceful.
When you're an only child with a parent, you don't You don't want the financial burden to fall on their shoulders.
I knew right away I had to start looking into scholarships, and that, as any parent knows, is overwhelming.
Once Children of Fallen Patriots called, it really turned my life completely around.
Every burden that I felt on my shoulders was taken away.
Having that off her plate was like such a relief.
We were reassured that we were still cared about, that Andy's life mattered, and that we were going to get through this.
Graduation day was the best day ever.
I was so appreciative of this, that somebody would do this for our family. It was incredible. Here, we did it.
It was even more of a celebration for me because I knew where the next step was. It's gonna get even better.
Tell right away that she was a great cultural fit for Vineyard Vines, and that it seemed from her interactions that Vineyard Vines was a good cultural fit for her in her life as well.
It's awesome to have someone as wonderful as her on our team. She was just promoted a couple of days ago, and we're really excited about that.
You look forward to going into the office every day. I don't know if I'll be able to work anywhere else after being in that office.
Ian and I, at fairly young ages, lost both of our parents, and we know what it's like after the funeral, after the flowers are gone, to kind of go on and be an adult by yourself. So if we can be any small part, filling that void a little bit, whether it's to put a person through college, whether it's to offer them a job or an opportunity, that's our goal.
Your donation gave my daughter this college education and molded her and shaped her into this person now entering the workforce.
Sacrifice is not just about losing someone, it's a sacrifice to the whole family. And we have the ability to make a difference in people's lives whose families have made sacrifices for us.
Thank you, Children of Fallen Patriots, for this opportunity to be where I am today.
Helping my daughter succeed in life has told me and told Andy that his life mattered.